everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I created this look that I'm wearing right here. I absolutely love how it came out. Before I go any further, I just want to give a quick shout out to Molly Adames. She is the winner of my giveaway for the Wet n Wild Pro brush set, so congratulations to you, Molly. By the time this video goes up, you have already been contacted and your brushes will be shipped out ASAP. Thank you so much to everyone who entered. I really appreciate it. I am going to be doing one more giveaway this month, so stay tuned for that. Also, please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and if you want to see how I achieve this look, then please just keep on watching. So I already did all my skincare regimen before I started filming, and normally I don't do my eyebrows on camera just because they take a long time. It is a process to fill in my brows. I wanted to include a full in-depth regimen on how I would do my makeup and just with all these products that I'm going to be using today, and I just wanted it to be a full-on tutorial. I haven't done one of these in a while. I know the last couple ones that I've done, they were voiceovers, so I kind of just wanted to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to show you how I do my eyebrows, but I am going to be speeding through it just because it is a process. So let's begin. Brows are on, and I always like to start my makeup doing my brows and then I do my eye makeup first, and that's just because in case there's any fallout or any mistakes or anything, I have a chance to clean it up without ruining like my base makeup. So I like to have a bare face when doing my eyes, so I'm just gonna go ahead and apply some tape and then we will come back and do the eyes. Alright, so now that the tape is on, I just like to use that just to help keep the eyeshadow neat and clean and also give a sharp edge to the eye look. I don't always use a tape, but when I want to do a full face glammed up look, I really do like the tape because I just like the way that it helps the eyeshadow come together. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes, and I'm going to be using the Ulta Beauty Full Coverage Waterproof Liquid Concealer, and I'm in the shade Light Cool. This is like $9 at Ulta. It's such a great concealer for such an affordable price. The Ulta brand really does have great products. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that in with my L'Oreal sponge. This sponge is amazing. I really love it. I've been using it for quite some time now, and I go back and forth between this one and the Flower Beauty one. Both of them are just really great. And then today for the eye look, I'm going to be using the Ulta Beauty and Melissa Michelle palette. This palette is $20 at Ulta, and I wanted to create a look for y'all using this palette because it is the holiday season. So if you're looking for a gift for that makeup lover in your life, or if you're looking for something new for yourself to do a great holiday look, but you're kind of banking on a budget, then I really do think that this palette is amazing. It comes with a pretty decent sized mirror. And then within this palette, you have 9 eyeshadows, a highlighter, a blush, and a liquid lipstick, all for $20. I think that that's just great quality, like in itself, you know? So you definitely can't go wrong, and there are shades in here that will help you to achieve that holiday look that you're looking for, and it's so inexpensive, and I really do recommend this palette. So we're gonna go into this palette today. I'm gonna take out the liquid lipsticks because I don't want it falling around. And then to start out, to set my eye primer, I'm gonna go in with the shade Wheezy and just put that all over my lid. Just blend out any creasing that might have happened, because if you go ahead and set your primer with the creasing, then you will also set the creasing and that won't go away. So going into that shade, I am using my e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush. I always use this brush to set my eye primer. I really love it, how dense it is, how it's just the perfect size to set the eye primer. Now if you can tell, just for y'all's reference, there is some kick up in this palette. Me personally, I don't mind that just because I always do my eye makeup first, so Kick-up is not a big deal. To me, what matters about the eyeshadows is how they perform. And if they perform well and there's kick-up, well then there's kick-up. I always do my makeup first, so that's why for me personally, my personal preference, it's not really a big deal. And then going in with this crease brush from the Wet n Wild Pro Brush Set, I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Rosemary and start that as my transition shade. There's not much kick-up for this shade, as you can tell. So that's pretty good. We're just gonna apply this as our transition shade. Try to say that 3 times fast. That's pretty difficult. And if you notice, I keep my hand towards the back of the brush because it just allows for a lighter application, because I don't want to go in with heavy product when I'm first laying down the shade, because I want to be able to build up if I want to build up. It's always good to start with minimal product and then just add if you need to add. The closer you have your handle to the bristle, the heavier the application is going to be. So when you have it further back, it's just going to allow you to have more of a light hand. I am now going to go into the shade Bing with the same brush and just apply that a little bit beneath the shade that we just laid down. There is a little bit of kick up for this shade, in case y'all are wondering, and I'm just gonna go ahead and basically do the exact same thing that we just did, only a little bit lower. Dragging the color from the outer corner in circular motions and bringing it forward, back and forth to the inner corner in windshield wiper motions, and when you get to the inner corner, circular motions as well to just blend the color. And then taking that same brush and that first shade Rosemary, I'm gonna go ahead and just blend out the top edges of the 2 colors, so that way there's no harsh lines. And let me swatch the shimmers for you guys just so you could see how gorgeous they are. These are the shimmers right here, the 4 shades. This one is going to be perfect for the inner corner. This one is the lightest one. These are the other shades. Look how gorgeous these are. Oh, beautiful. I'm going to first go into the color Cades right here. Just on a dry brush, and then if need be, I will add a setting spray, which I usually do anyways. For any shimmer that I'm using in any palette, I always really like to set my spray because it gives the best payoff for that shade anyways. So let's go ahead and just apply this and see how it applies. Oh, it's a very pretty color. Right, that is gorgeous. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the color on the brush again. And then I'm just gonna wet my brush with my e.l.f. setting spray and go ahead and apply it that way. There we go. That gives definite much more vibrancy to the shade. And I think this is absolutely gorgeous. And then taking my M518, I'm going to go into the shade Harley and deepen up the outer part of the eyelid just to give a little more depth and dimension. And then I'm going to go back in with the Wet n Wild crease brush and just kind of take our first transition color and blend out those edges again, just so there are no harsh lines. And then I think I just want a little bit more pop, so I'm going to go in with my finger to into the shade Teresita right here, this beautiful gold shade, and I'm going to go ahead and just apply that on top of the orange that we just put down and see if it can give it a little bit more pop, because I just felt like it was just looking a little too orange in my opinion. I'm just gonna go in with that crease brush and just blend out those edges so everything is blended. Make sure the colors mesh together. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and remove the tape and wipe out any fallout, clean up the edges if I have to, and then we will be back and finish up the face. Alright, so moving on to the face, I'm gonna be going in with a dewy foundation. So just for my T-zone area, because throughout the day, lately, I've been getting so oily, like in the center of my forehead, in the center of my nose, and in the center of my chin. Just like I could fry an egg on that, seriously. I'm gonna go in with the Catrice Cosmetics Prime and Fine Pore Refining Anti-Shine Base. It says this is mattifying, long-lasting, and oil-free. I have been using this for the center of my face and also setting the center of my face with a matte powder, and that has been helping to control the oil a little bit more. So I'm going to go ahead and just apply this to the center of my face. So for foundation, I've been using this foundation for a little while now and I've really been liking it. It is the LA Girl Pro Coverage High Definition Longwear Illuminating Foundation, and this is in the shade, I believe, Fair, and this is the lightest shade that they have, and this is too dark for me. I'm pale, and most of the time even the lightest shades are too dark for me. What I've been using is the NYX Pro Foundation Mixer. This doesn't change the way the foundation applies, it doesn't change the finish, it just lightens up the foundation. So what I like to do is I'll take this little coaster here, this is a candle coaster I just got from Walmart, and I'll apply 2 pumps of the foundation, and then I'll go in with the foundation mixer and just add a good layer. And I take my brush, this is the Morphe M173. I take my brush and just swirl it around, and I can usually tell if it's going to be too light or too dark. And as you can tell, it's definitely not the same. Again, it doesn't thin out the foundation, it doesn't change the finish, it simply just lightens it. And I love that because it's so hard for me to find my proper shade in foundations because I'm so fair. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply this to my face, and then I'm gonna blend it out with my L'Oreal sponge. Alright, so now that that's all blended in, I'm going to go ahead and conceal under my eyes, the bridge of my nose, the forehead, and my chin with the same concealer that I use to prime my eyes for the eyeshadow, which is the Ulta Beauty Full Coverage Liquid Concealer. And again, I'm in the shade Light Cool. I'm just going to go ahead and blend all of that in. So after all that's blended out, I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in the shade Fair, which I am running low on. And I'm just going to set the places where I applied concealer, and I mainly just bake for a couple of minutes underneath my eyes just because I have fine lines here, and if I don't bake then it will definitely be noticeable. So that's the only reason why I do that. So then after that's set, just for a couple minutes, I'm going to go in with my Morphe G40 brush and just wipe it all away. This is the part that I go in with my Rimmel Stay Matte Pressed Powder in the shade Translucent. And then I just set in my T-zone area because, like I said, I tend to get pretty oily throughout the day, and I've been doing this lately and it really helps to control the oil throughout the day. And I like to go with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Pressed Powder. This is in the shade Warm Light. I almost need a new one. And I just take this big old powder brush. This is the Morphe E41, and I set my face with that. And I know it seems counterintuitive to set my face after I use a dewy foundation, but the foundation is a bit tacky and I just want to make sure that it's set in place and doesn't move. And I really love the coverage of that foundation, so that's one reason why I really like to use it. And then at this time, I like to just take the e.l.f. makeup mist and just spray my face, just to kind of bring back the hydration and the moisture from all the powders that we put down. So we're going to go ahead and finish up the lower lash line. I'm going to go into the shade Bing Bing, and on this e.l.f. small contour brush, I really love it for the lower lash line. I'm going to take the shade Bing Bing, which I think I already said, and just run that along the lower lash line. A trick that I do, because like I said, I have those fine lines on my under eye area, I kind of drag the color a little bit more down than what I would typically do, and that just helps to kind of shadow those fine lines and kind of hide them, if you will, so that way they're not so predominant because they're covered up with the shadow. And then I'm going to go into the shade Rosemary and just run that beneath the color that we just put down, and it's just to help blend it together. And basically what we do to the upper lid, we do to the lower lash line, so it just helps everything come together. And then on my Morphe M432, which is basically just a fat definer brush, I'm going to go into the shade Harley, which is that deep chocolate brown, and just run that really close to the lower lash line. And I'm just going to pop on a brown eyeliner to my lower lash line. This is the Rimmel Scandalized Waterproof Cold Kajal Longwear Waterproof Eyeliner. It is in the shade brown. And I'm just going to apply that to my lower lash line. And I like to use a brush to kind of tug down. You don't really want to pull so hard because, I mean, you know, it's how you get wrinkles. But I use it just to kind of tug down. And that way I don't use my fingers to like smear what I've already put on my face. And then naturally, of course, for the inner corner and brow bone highlight, I'm going to take the shade Lola, and I'm going to apply that with my Morphe E19 brush. And then next, I'm just going to go ahead and curl my lashes and apply my Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. So I haven't even done my lower lash line, and as I'm applying the upper lash line, which you totally could just apply mascara and be done with the eye look, but I just want to spice it up just a little bit, so I am going to apply lashes. I'm going to apply the Pure Pro eyelashes in the style Diva. I got these in one of my BoxyCharm, and I just think that they would go so well with this look. And these claim to be reusable for up to 30 wears. I have worn them a few times. I do try to clean them, like take out any dry glue or anything like that after I use them, so I know that that definitely helps with prolonging them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply these off camera, and then I'll be back and we will finish up the face. So lashes are on, and I also applied bottom lash mascara, so now we can finish up the face. And I am just gonna take my Morphe PK14 and my number 7 bronzer and just bronze up my face with this. So then after we're done with that, we're gonna go back into the palette and take the blush. This is the color right here. It's just a pretty rosy nude. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply that to my cheeks using the Morphe PK4. I really like these brushes. They came in the October Morphe Me packaging, and I really like them. I feel like it was like for breast cancer month. So I really like this blush. It is very pigmented. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the highlighter. As you can tell, there's 3 different tones of highlighters. When you swirl it together, you do get a nice golden tone, but I feel like that might be a little too dark for me. So I am just going to stick to the first 2 shades and try to avoid that 3rd shade just because my skin is more on the fair side. And I am gonna take the brush that I have been loving for highlighting, and this is from the Wet n Wild Pro brush set. This is their highlighting brush. I'm just gonna take the first 2 shades. We're gonna go ahead and glow up our face. Alright, so the highlighter is not the most blinding highlighter that I've ever worn, but it is very nice. And I really do like the glow that it adds to my face. So before I finish off my face, I'm just going to go back into my loose powder and take my sponge and just carve out the edge of my cheek right here, just because I like a more defined contour space. And then I just take my powder brush and wipe that away. And I wipe it away in circular motions so you can kind of blend so it all looks blended and cleaned up. So then for lips, I'm of course going to go into the liquid lipstick that was in the palette, but I'm going to line my lips. And I'm just going to use the Maybelline Color Sensational Lip Liner in Purely Nude. Line my lips with that and then apply the liquid lipstick. This is in the shade Scandy. Cute name. So this is the shade right here. I really like it. It's a very thin formula. It's not sticky. It's not, it's not uncomfortable like applying it. It was very easy to apply. I really like it. So the last thing to do is just to set the face and then we'll be done. Alright everyone, that wraps up this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I have to say, I really love how this look came out. Like, I definitely 100% recommend this. My overall review, this gold shade was a little chunky, but I did go back and wet my brush and then reapply it, and it did help the shade to stick a little more, and that's just because of the way that the glitter is in the pigment. That's completely fine with me. I don't mind that at all. That does not bother me. Like I said, it's all about how the shadows perform, and I have to say that they performed beautifully for me. I really love how the eye look came out. The blush is absolutely gorgeous. It's such a beautiful rosy nude, and it just applied so effortlessly. And oh my gosh, it just kind of blended in with the bronzer just to make it look more, bronze and beautiful blush. With the highlighter, I did have to build it up, but sometimes that's okay because not everybody is looking for that bam in your face, let me see you from the galaxy type highlight, Sometimes people just want a subtle highlight, and I think that this is so gorgeous for that, because if you want a subtle highlight, you can definitely have that, but if you do want to build it up to where it's a little more intense like I did right here, you can definitely do that as well, and I just think that that is wonderful. Go ahead and mix them and you have this beautiful gold shade. It was, however, for my skin tone a little bit too dark, so that's why I stuck with the first two shades, but nonetheless it's still gorgeous. And the liquid lipstick, it is dried down now. It's not sticky, it's not drying, it's very comfortable, it was very easy to apply. So yeah, whether you're looking for a makeup gift for, like I said, that makeup lover in your life, or you're just looking for something for the holidays, but you're kind of on a budget, you don't really have too much to spend on all those expensive items and high-end brands and stuff like that, I really recommend you checking out the Ulta Beauty brand. I did use a couple of their other products. I used the full coverage concealer and I used the eyebrow pencil, and those are great. I've been using those for quite some time now, and this palette, oh my gosh, I love this look. I really do. Like, I don't know, it did something to me, like I'm so feeling it right now. Like I think that this would be perfect for that holiday dinner or even a New Year's Eve type look. I really love how it came out. I really recommend this palette. I cannot say enough good things about it. I cannot wait to use it again. I kind of want to do like a vampy type eye, like a grungy eye type with this color right here, because this is just such a gorgeous purple. I mean, look at that sheen, look at that pigment, so beautiful. Overall, I really love it. In case you can't tell, I've already said that about 100 times in this video. I really hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you're not already. God bless y'all today and always, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!